Hi everyone, 22nd of November, it's a Wednesday, 17 minutes to 8 a.m. Having a problem with my visual camera at the moment, so I'm just going to do a non-visual. I'm sure you can cope without my face on this particular video. What I wanted to do is do a video of awareness on a new cryptocurrency blockchain payment platform that's coming out of Korea. Now, I've been really focusing and talking about in my groups about jurisdiction, talking about how certain blockchains and certain development teams are going to do well in their areas, and that can come down to a whole heap of different reasons. It could be language, it could be the geopolitical circumstances. You've got maybe the team comes from a certain area around the world. There's all sorts of different factors that go into the success of a particular entity or a business. Now, Hdac is no different to that. They've been focusing on the Korean, Asian markets. They've already raised 13,000 BTC. They've got another token sale starting on the 27th of November. Now, what Hdac stands for is Hyundai BNC, which is the Hyundai digital asset currency. Now, yes, they are a blockchain. Yes, they do have smart contracts. Yes, they are a currency in the sense that due to the ability to create tokens and transfer information seamlessly and with such speed and encrypted cyber secure areas, there's no doubt that the currencies do play a part in most blockchains. But what Hdac is doing a little bit different is that they're focusing on how to implement and apply their technology to smart devices and have that integrated into our everyday living. Now, they're already building an apartment complex called the Harriet. Now, the Harriet is going to use Hdac, and it's going to connect all smart devices. Now, it might allow you in the front door, it might allow you to seamlessly use the lift or lighting and things inside your apartment, all sorts of different things, different parts of our living. And it could even things like your fridge, your washing machine, your computer, your phone, smartphones and things like that, and having it all seamlessly connected. So that is the future. And what I've got is I've got a few tabs open. I just wanted to run through what Hdac is doing. Now, I found a little video on Hdac. They've got the typical basic videos that you'll find, little cartoon videos, but I found this one on Facebook, and I'm just going to press play and play it and just give you a little bit of a background on what it's all about.
Hyundai DAC. What is it and how will it develop? Bitcoin shows in 2009. Ethereum is released in 2014. A well-known digital asset for the public. Next generation digital asset Hyundai DAC. It is a new concept of electronic encryption currency meant to lead the fourth industrial revolution.
So I'm just going to stop there. Really interesting. So they're talking about, obviously we've had the industrial revolution since the last 100 years, but now technology is moving so quickly, and once we start integrating smart technology and blockchain into our everyday living, I think we're really moving forward in a very seamless way, and I think that's the exciting part of blockchain. And I'll just play on.
Hyundai DAC will become a valuable asset as a global currency in the future. It's a new asset with no risk of rapid inflation and deflation by planning to limit issuance. Beyond simple asset means it will have a great impact on the economy and industry across the globe. In response to the fourth industrial revolution, it will develop into a complete asset of the next generation. Previous e-currencies have been used to generate a return on investment and confronted with a lot of problems. Hyundai DAC is faithful to the basics and complements existing problems. It will be easier, more transparent, and more secure digital asset. Hyundai DAC uses quantum random numbers and blockchain-based technologies. In other words, we added quantum random number technology to maximize security. Ecosystem and a digital exchange system will be prepared for the convenient use of consumers. In order to increase investment value, it is designed for ease of expansion into ICT and IOT environments. Therefore, not only is it convenient to use in the field of distribution, with the fusion of the best IT and construction technology of Hyundai BS&C, we will provide a variety of services in a truly smart home era. Also in the field of fintech, a faster and more convenient financial transaction base will be built. We want to leap further to make accurate asset transaction management and fast international remittance for investment and consumption can be a virtuous cycle. The leader of IT and new construction industry, Hyundai BS&C, blockchain and IoT fusion platform company, Double Chain, and next generation financial services, the Korea Digital Exchange. We all will make further progress with the support of Korea Software Industry Association.
가상화폐에 들어가는 그
Right. So they've got patented technology, they've got relationships, they've got a huge Korean Asian market that they're going to be focusing on, and you know that's what I think is going to be something worth considering when you're looking at how is this going to affect our lives. You never know. Hdac will move out from that particular jurisdiction, no doubt, because the internet does connect us all. So the next thing is that it is going to be a payment platform, and like I said earlier, it is sort of expected that most of these blockchains can be traded on an exchange. They're a digital asset. They can be used for all sorts of different things. So one of the units or one of the benefits of Hdac is going to be that it will be used as a currency or a store of value of whatever you want to call it. And I think there's still some classifications yet to be defined for these digital assets. The next thing is going to be that Hdac is going to connect all the little things in our lives together. It could be stereo, it could be lighting, it could be your smart phone, obviously, and things like your fridges. And you know, I think the world is going to get, you know, we're going to be controlled, not necessarily controlled, but we're going to be integrated into artificial intelligence. You know, everything that we do will have some sort of connection to the smart devices, and it'll probably make us lazier in the end, but it's going to be a really interesting space to watch, and that's the main thing. I don't think we have a grasp of how much of a role artificial intelligence is going to play in our future. The next thing with Hdac is they do have a roadmap, and I mean they're starting with 2017. This is fairly new, and like I said, they've just had their pre-sale 13,000 Bitcoin, and they are targeting other markets now, and they've got their token sale coming up on the 27th of November. But I know that they've been applying for patents. They've been putting in and creating different elements to their technology. I had a look at their white paper. It is massive. It's very, very technical, and it's got so technical it got a little bit overwhelming. But first thing I picked up from that was the fact that they've gone into so much detail. So this is a real deal company as far as I can see. Looks like it's well financed, and they've got a very, very good team as well. So there is a roadmap on their website if you want to have a little bit of a read of that. Now it is a Korean market, like I said. They have been focusing on that initially, and that's just the way it is. I mean, these people are from an Asian descent, so they're going to be obviously focusing on a market that's more familiar to them, and then it's just going to get bigger from there. Now, they do have a little blueprint. When I pressed this button, I thought, what's the blueprint all about? Now, it's basically a flow chart. This starts getting a bit overwhelming because I'm not necessarily 100% techie in regards to a lot of the language, but it's all about how the token itself and how the blockchain is going to connect your home and your smart devices into the system. There's going to be AI, machine learning and certain things. There's going to be a wallet for your cryptocurrency or your digital assets. There's going to be bots, and there's going to be third parties. There's going to be mining pools. There's going to be a mining center. There's going to be ATMs, retail point of sales. There's going to be smart buildings, like I mentioned. They've got the Harriet being built already, where they're looking at, it's probably going to be their first test market in regards to using AI in a real use scenario in regards to our everyday living. So it's a very exciting, I actually find this an exciting project in the sense that they've moved away from just the basic service of cryptocurrency and things like that. They're talking about going full on and bringing everything together into one space, and that's probably the main thing I've picked up from all of this. Then you do click on the white paper. That they've broken it up into separate pages because it's so massive, and I have had a look at it. I've gone and had a look at the roadmap and things like that. I want to see what they were doing ahead, and again, it's just overwhelming. But guess what? That's part of the parcel. If you are going to invest, you're going to have to go and have a bit of a read into what they're actually talking about. The big thing I have noticed is that any of these blockchains now that are implementing smart contracts and then working towards integrating that with smart devices, I think are going to have more of a solid future. And there's no doubt there's market niches now. I was looking at some gaming entities yesterday, and we've got the standard cryptocurrencies and private currencies that are coming out, and there's all sorts of different market niches. But I think the ones that are going to integrate with other technology, because once you've got a platform that's going to integrate with your TV and your phone, you're actually opening up to a wider market share in regards to technology and the infrastructure and other entities. You could see Hdac and Hyundai getting together with some of these other manufacturing companies to integrate Hyundai or Hdac into their smart devices from the get-go. And I think that's what the race is. It's not about being a third-party blockchain to the side. It's about how can they create relationships that are going to enable their brand to be integrated from the start. So it's like this Heriot building, and when you walk in, it's going to be already integrated with Hdac. So if you do live in that building, I imagine you'd have to download the Hdac and get involved with Hdac because that's just how it's going to work from the start. Otherwise, you can't actually use the building to full optimum level. So Hdac also has a token allocation, and again, the thing about these ICOs and things, it's personal. This has to be your own decision. You've got to do due diligence and all of those things, and I do it very, very much so these days, and I find that the ICOs can be a choice. You can either get into it or you can wait, and both choices are very highly valid, because we know that when these digital assets hit the exchanges, anything can happen. So make sure, it's not all about just getting involved, but sometimes projects are really exciting, and if you believe in the project and you want to get involved with it, then feel free to go and do that. But there is information on the website in regards to their token allocation, which starts on the 27th of November, and they've outlined exactly what they're going to be doing with all of those, with the amount of allocation of the tokens and the proceeds. Which is what people want to see. They want to know where they're putting their money as well. There's going to be a little bit of a pre-mine. I think it's about 14%. But for this particular technology, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, if they're integrating and working on IT, they're going to have to pay staff and all sorts of things. And if they're the real deal, you need to have the ability to maintain and have a capital reserve for the future. Otherwise, you're just going to run out of cash flow, and you'll be begging your community for money. And I don't think that's a sustainable future. But all this information is on the Hdac website. So that's all I wanted to do, was just run through Hdac, Hyundai digital asset. It's an exciting one because they are going to be integrating with smart technology, and they are already building a particular apartment block called the Heriot, and you can do some information. You look a bit of Google it, and I'm sure there'll be some more information coming up on that in the near future. So let me know what you think of Hdac. Is it going to be just solely of interest to the Asian markets, or do you think that they could do well in the Western markets? And do you think it will expand? Where were they going to be in 10 years? Who else is doing something similar to Hdac? So far, this is the only one that I've seen that's talking about integrating it into, apartment blocks and things like that. So it's actually quite exciting. But let me know what you think in the YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll sort out my video, audio, visual for the next video. And yeah, see you soon. Cheers.